I've been fortunate enough to be invited into various universities and people's workshops and, all over the place, everything from Ivy League to just professional acting, writing schools. And I've been involved in some very good programs. The interesting thing about your program, what's unique and really doesn't happen anywhere else that I've ever seen or even heard of, is that the actors, well, you call it right to act, and which is a great little double entendre, but the idea that they're writing their own material. And it's not just that, ooh, isn't that unique and that's fun. No, it has an incredible purpose. The purpose being, a lot of what being able to write is being able to really imagine and embody what the characters are saying. I mean, let's face it, even in a medium like cinema or television, where it's very visual, it still has a lot to do with people saying what they say and behavior. And certainly in the theater, it's all about the written word and behavior. And for actors to be able to create the words and then actually have to put them out there, the writing feeds their acting in a way that nothing else can. All the rehearsal in the world isn't the same as actually having to create the words. And the acting, in turn, feeds the writing, because when you're sitting there in a room alone, if you then actually have to go out and say this stuff, that's the test. That's how you find out if it's sayable, if it's playable, if it's actable, if it's real. And so the fact that you guys came up with this concept that what if the actors are doing their own thing was really kind of ingenious, because it's exactly what's needed, but not a lot of people have thought of that. There are actors who will go on and come to my friends. Obviously, a lot of my friends are actors, and even the ones who've been doing it for years suddenly start writing, and you find that a lot of them are really good at it, and it shouldn't be a surprise, because it really is all part of the same process. It's two ways of expressing the same thing, and they really do go hand in hand. I think even more so than the one that usually you see, which is directors who are writers. So I think you really tapped into something, and I think it's something that will always serve them well. Whether their stuff gets produced or not almost doesn't matter, but I think a lot of it, from what I've seen, will get produced. This is the third time I've been out here, and what keeps bringing me back here is the quality of the work that you guys are doing with these people, and the work that they're doing in return, what they're giving back to you. And I find it stimulating. It's very intensive. We come in here and we do this, what did we do yesterday? 13 hours straight. And somebody said to me on the phone last night, God, how do you do 13 hours straight? Well, the answer is because you're getting back such intensive, professional, committed work that I didn't feel tired at all until I got home, because I was constantly stimulated by the work. I like what happens when we build stuff together. I think that's probably why I'm a writer, because as a lot of us know, writing, 70% of writing is in the rewrites. You put it out there once, and then it's all about how do we get to the next level and next level. And all the work that you and Paul have been doing with your co-artists is about process. It's about going to the next level. And there's something very exciting about seeing that happen in front of you. There's very few things in life where you can actually see something go from one thing to another in a very short period of time. And that's what I love about it. I'll tell you what I think you've done, what you've provided these folks with when they go out into the real world being mostly the LA market or the New York market, is they're going to have something that no other actor has. They're going to have this understanding of what writing is all about. If you can do the writing, then when you're confronted with somebody else's writing, you approach the material in a different way. Well, your people are always going to have a lot of monologues in their pocket to suit many occasions, and all of them are going to be perfect for them because they wrote them for themselves. Nobody else in New York or LA has that. I think the next logical step for everybody involved, for the program itself and for the actors and writers, who are all the same people, aren't they, is to actually start producing things, which of course means some increased production costs, but it's certainly worth it, because I think now there's nothing that can replace putting it on the line in front of an audience who aren't your friends, just like people who paid their money and want to come and see it. And that experience is And a lot of these people and a lot of the material they've created are quote-unquote ready for prime time. And I think it's a logical extension that they be brought out into the world by the same group that developed them, Paul and Peter. And I think that this is the entity that should be presenting that work or producing that work, because it will make sure that the work gets out there properly. And so that work gets done, and you keep working on it with them until it develops and develops, and then it's ready for the marketplace. And so out it goes. And if it's successful, then it comes back all through here. And again, it can be theater, it can be film, it can be television, it can be the educational part, all coming from one source. And that's what I see. And I know that I'd want to be a part of that if I had a new play or a new film and I wanted a safe place to develop it, but also a place that I knew I was going to have actors and producers who understood it and could handle the material and where I was comfortable working. That'd be great. And then we all go off together and hopefully are successful financially at it, you know.